Joe Biden has not announced yet, but he's leading the pack in the polls. That doesn't mean our next guest can't take him to task. Our good friend Steve Hilton tweeted this yesterday, quoting Biden. "I'm too white, too old, too male, too establishment to be elected." What a total joke this man is. I'm so looking forward to bringing you our Swamp Watch on Joe Biden. Stay tuned. Next revolution soon. Run, Joe, run. I think you've told the story, Steve. Steve Hilton is with us, host of The Next Revolution. All right. You don't care much for Mr. Biden, do you?
I don't, as you can tell. But I tell you why. There's so many reasons. We won't have time to get into them all, but let's just start with his own lack of confidence in his own abilities. That story the other week that he and his team were fishing around for the possibility of announcing his run with a pre-announced vice presidential pick alongside him. And specifically, they talked about Stacey Abrams, the person, do you remember, who came close to winning the governor's race in Georgia, because in the identity politics infested world of the Democratic Party these days, she brings what he clearly lacks, which is the fact that she is not an old white male, and so they want someone to try and counter what they clearly perceive to be a negative. But the serious reason, I think, why he's actually going to be a very weak candidate in the end is, first of all, that he's such an establishment figure. Look, in 2016, people voted for change from the establishment. They wanted to upend the ruling elite that had been in power for so long. No one actually personifies that more than Joe Biden. Yeah. He's done nothing but politics for 40 years. And secondly, he's deeply, deeply corrupt. And that's what I was referring to in our Swamp Watch segment that we're working on with Biden. When you look into his dodgy dealings over the years, people are going to really see that this guy should be let nowhere near the Oval Office.
But you've seen that Quinnipiac poll, I'm sure. Joe Biden is 10 points clear of Bernie Sanders, and let's say about 17 points clear, roughly, of Beto O'Rourke. So Joe Biden is actually gaining ground here. He's breaking out of the pack.
Yeah, look, he's been out there. He's very well known. There is an affection for him within the Democratic Party. People think of him as having been a loyal vice president to Barack Obama, who they absolutely love. And I think you're seeing that reflected there. But he hasn't been tested. He hasn't been scrutinized. He hasn't been out there. Certainly hasn't faced a debate. And I just think he's going to be a very weak candidate in the end.
I hate to flog a dead horse, but I'm going to ask you about Brexit. Another no vote. It seems to me that now Prime Minister May has to go back to Europe, cap in hand, asking for a longer time frame. I think this is a catastrophe. This is a humiliation for the Brits. Am I right?
Yes, it's a humiliation for the Brits. And it is also so offensive to all those people, the majority, who voted to take back control. They voted against the ruling establishment, and the ruling establishment have overruled them. They have actually overturned the result of the Brexit referendum. They were trying to do that here with President Trump, and he prevailed. We saw that just last week with the Mueller report. Here, the people got their disruptor and put him in the Oval Office. But in the UK, the establishment won, because basically my interpretation of what happened today is that Brexit is slowly dying. I don't see that it's going to happen. And that is a total outrage and an affront to democracy.
What I think is going to happen is, I think it may be just crash out. The Europeans simply say, all right, go, just go. And if that did happen, I think it's a golden opportunity for America to step in. President Trump, he's going on a state visit to Britain in May, step in and offer a great trade deal. What's wrong with that?
Well, that would be a fantastic outcome. And I've said all along, that's the real Brexit. That is the true Brexit, where Britain is an independent, sovereign nation, which is what people voted for. So if that can happen, I'd be cheering it to the rafters along with you, Stuart. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not optimistic of that. But let's hope. I mean, that is the best outcome we could hope for at this stage, for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want more of this, join Steve on The Next Revolution, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday nights on the Fox News Channel. A fine program. It has to be. That's why he's on this program today. Mr. Hilton, thank you very much, sir. See you soon.